Hello students. So let's discuss artificial and agents in this lecture. So what is artificial intelligence? The definitions of artificial intelligence usually varies, but basically it is the study of systems that may think like humans, may think rationally, may act like humans, or may act rationally. Now there is a difference between think like humans and think rationally. The difference is that humans may or may not be rational. We expect the humans to be rational, but it may not be the case. So, like, we have to be very careful when we are designing an AI application, that what exactly we want from that AI machine, whether we want it to think like human or to think rationally. Another aspect is if it is doing something, it is acting on something, then whether we want it to act like humans or act rationally. Second is system acting like humans. There are so many systems in AI which are supposed to behave like humans. And for that system, we have a particular kind of test that is known as Turing test. It is a test of intelligent behavior by an AI machine or robot. In this test, the interrogator writes questions and two things are involved. One is the AI machine and another is the human. So the interrogator will ask same question to both of them. And then he's asked whether he can make it out that which one is machine and which one is human. If he answers it correctly, that means the machine has failed in showing that intelligent behavior because the machine has to replicate the behavior of human. If the interrogator fails to differentiate between the human and the machine, that means the machine is intelligent enough to behave like the human. So the necessary components which is required by such an AI system would be natural language, because he wants to understand the interrogator, knowledge representation, whatever the question is asked, the machine will first make a knowledge representation. Then it will do something called automated reasoning. It will perform reasoning to find out the answer. And then is machine learning, last thing, because it will learn from the behavior and from the environment to give more accurate results and outcome. So there may be systems which are thinking like humans. So we have to formulate a theory of mind and brain, and we have to express that theory in a program. There are basically two approaches which are both related to the cognitive science and psychology, because we want the system to be thinking like the humans. Then there could be system which think rationally, because as I said, the humans may or may not be rational. In contrast, there could be ideal behavior which could be expected. And for that, we need to make them understand the syllogism and the notation and logic. They have to just follow the logic and do rational, not like humans. There may be some systems which are acting rationally, building systems that carry out actions to achieve the best outcome. For example, let's take an example of a self-driving car. Now, that kind of robot is supposed to act rationally. Like, say, if there is a red light, it is supposed to stop. It should not act like something like human, which may or may not stop at red lights. These kind of act which are expected, they are to be rational. Now, the thing is that what actually is a rational agent? What is the intelligent agent? Agent is anything that perceives and acts to its environment. And AI, it is related to the study of rational agents, how we can actually build rational agents. It carries out the action with the best outcome after considering past and current percepts. So these are some of the few terminologies. Percepts or perceives means what it is sensing as an environment. Then it will take upon some action. Let's look at this diagram. From this diagram, it's very clear that the agent looks like something which is having some sensors. If I talk about ourselves, let's say I'm an agent. So for perceiving the environment, I need some sensors like eyes, ears, nose, and so on. Similarly, my agent, because it's AI, it should have some sensors like which can see, maybe some cameras, which can listen, which can taste, which can smell, and so on. So some sensors are required. To these sensors, the agent will perceive the environment. So it will make a perception based upon the sensors. And then when it perceives something, it will process the information and then it will do some action on the environment. So it's a very simple diagram which illustrates how an agent perceives the environment and then it will do something onto the environment. That is called action. So the agent function can be rightly described as A is equals to F of P, where P is the percept. Percept is nothing but whatever it has been perceiving from the environment, whatever it is seeing, listening and all, that is known as the percept. And then when it got the percept, it will apply some function on the percept. Let's say if we see fire, we'll take some action to seize that fire. So that is the function. Okay, so similar kind of function is required to process on the percept and then it becomes the action. Action is nothing but some function when done on the percept will take the form of the action. But the action may depend upon all percepts observed so far, not just the current percept. It depends upon the design, whether it will take action depending upon the current percept only, or it will also keep in mind the learnings, because we are also talking about some systems which are machine learned. That is, it will learn from its previous experiences also that when it should act, when it should not act, and if it should act, what kind of action should be taken. So the structure of agent would be like this. It consists of the architecture and the program. So what do you mean by architecture? Architecture is nothing but a device with sensors and actuators. So these two are very important terms. Sensors means something which can sense the environment, like as I already discussed, cameras could be there, different kind of temperature sensors could be there, vibration sensors could be there, and so on. But when it senses, after that, it needs to take some action. How do we take the actions? It may have some mechanical things or something which we can use for taking that action. So all those devices are known as actuators. So now you can differentiate that sensors are for sensing the environment and actuators are basically to take some action onto the environment. For example, a robotic car, a camera, these all may have some sensors and they'll have some actuators. And second thing is the program. Now that is the most important thing, because architecture is just the hardware with the device, with the sensors and actuators, but it cannot do anything without a good program. So it is actually the program which implements that function which we have discussed in the last slide, that action is equals to a function of the perceive or percept. So that function has to be written into the program. So an agent has necessarily two things, the architecture and the program. Now, how we can define or specify the task environment? Because when we talk about agents, we have seen two things, that it has to perceive the environment, but then it has to take some action onto the environment. So a piece, that is performance, environment, actuators, and sensors. These four things we need to define before we are going with the design of an AI agent. Performance measure is nothing but some metrics, some measures that how we can check the performance of our agent. Let's say I'm working on a driving robot, self-driving car. Then how can I judge the performance? I can judge the performance by making a note of that what is the speed, what is the time it has taken to cover a distance, what is the distance traveled in that much time, are there any accidents which have happened on the way. So all these are my performance indicators. Then is the environment. Before design, I should be very much confirmed, very much sure about the environment which the agent might be facing. Let's say if it's a self-driving robot, I know the kind of environment. It is very heterogeneous kind of environment. Anything can be expected at any moment. So I have to study the environment first. Then is the actuators. This indicates that what the agent can carry out. Like if it's a self-driving robot, can it be able to put up the brakes? Can it be able to visualize what is happening on the road? Can it increase the speed? So these are the things which we have to discuss under the actuators. What are the actuators required? And last but not the least are the sensors, because sensors are very important for sensing and perceiving the environment. An agent will take action only when it sense the environment using the sensors. So the fourth thing is, that is, we have to decide that what kind of sensors will be available with the agent. Okay, so before making and designing any problem for the AI agent, we have to define these four things: the performance measures, the environment which it will face, the actuators, and the last is the sensor. Now, we can define our environment based on so many things. First thing is that whether the environment is fully versus partially observable, whether the AI agent can actually understand and see the whole of the environment, or is it partially observable? Are all the things completely visible and observable or not? Second is deterministic versus stochastic. Deterministic environment is a kind of environment which is kind of expected environment, but stochastic is something which may change at any moment. Episodic versus sequential. Episodic means something which will happen in episodes. They are not, the agent will not behave and work in a carrying on manner, not in a sequential manner. Episodic means after some time it will take some action in the environment. Whereas in sequential, the agent needs to sense sequentially and do action sequentially. Static versus dynamic. Static environment is an environment where nothing is going to be the change. If let's say it's a tutor class where there's one student, one teacher, so everything will be the static kind of environment. Whereas dynamic environment, let's say again the example of self-driving robot, it's a dynamic kind of environment because anything can happen at any time. We are driving, the roads will change, the lights will change, the pedestrian strength will change, and so on. Discrete versus continuous. Discrete means that we'll be doing in some specific steps, whether yes or no. Whereas continuous means we can also take small steps, small decisions every time. Single agent versus multi-agent. In some AI agent problems, we have only single agent or two agents, whereas other could be multi-agent. Like if I'm playing a single agent game, for example, maybe the cards, which needs only one agent. So that's a problem which is related to single agent. Whereas if I'm talking about self-driving robots, the multiple agents which are working, or if let's say I'm talking about an agent who is playing chess, there are at least two players which are going to play, and both are agents. So that's a kind of problem of multi-agent category. Now, how you can actually describe peace? Peace is a very important term, as I told. So if I talk about self-driving cars, can you discuss what are the type of environments, what are the specific characteristics of environment which a self-driving car kind of robot may experience? For example, fully or partially observable. Yes, it could be only partially observable. Nobody is fully determined when is driving a car. It's a kind of stochastic kind of environment. Anything can happen anytime. It's sequential kind of environment. Why? Because every time we needs to sense and take action accordingly. It's a dynamic kind of environment. Again, anything can happen anytime. The scene is changing every moment. It's a continuous kind of environment. Then lastly, it's a multi-agent environment because only we are not working on the environment, but other agents are also taking action and sensing from the environment. So here I stop. And in this lecture, we have covered what are the different type of AI. In the next lecture, we'll cover what are the different type of AI agents.